Hello and welcome to the Real Estate Academy foyer and the home of Complete Data. Today we're going to give you an update, and joining me as always in the foyer is Mr. Christian Arrigo. Christian, welcome to the foyer.
Thank you, Lee. Welcome everyone.
We are going to discuss Complete Data Cloud and the Complete Data iPad technology that has now been completed. Now, many of you have got an iPad, but the iPad mini has also been launched and all our screens are finished for the product for you to use as your new roadwear. But first, let's start with cloud. Christian, what's happening in the cloud?
Exciting news, Lee. It's available. We've gone live ourselves just recently, and our on-hold customers are live. There's about 10 of them that have just recently been on the cloud. So exciting news.
When we say we've gone live, it was a very important part of the testing process that this entire organisation left the server room into the cloud so we could test speed, file size, our searchability, because as you know, we run an event just like you run an auction or a property on the market. We use the same Complete Data, and it was an exciting transition. If anyone's thinking of updating servers, stop. This is definitely the new way to run. If you have a great server still running, you can still use Complete Data and you host it yourself. Christian, with the people that have gone to the cloud, what was their main reason for doing it?
It was a bit of a timing issue for them. They had to consider whether they had to reinvest funds in a server or look at an alternative option. There's multiple benefits for a lot of people out there, especially from a mobile perspective. They're on the road, they can access their data. There's a lot of backup benefits as well. They don't have to worry about these backups, where in the past they had to secure their backups from a day-to-day perspective as well. The upgrades as well, continuous upgrades for future FileMaker versions, that's another huge benefit.
And Christian, wouldn't that also mean a more effective cost structure? Everybody wanted to know, can we just have a monthly fee, not the big server outlay, not all the licenses at once? By using the cloud, you get that. And just recently, unfortunately, an office was burnt down. And we don't hear that often, but when your server goes under and your backup tapes are part of it, disaster recovery is now a serious issue with the value of your software and the value of your data. At the Complete Salesperson, you listen to me talk about it as your super fund, and I think today is the day that we look at these things in a completely different perspective.
That's right, Lee.
I'm also very excited to announce a great Australian brand has joined the Complete Data family, and that is Place Property in Brisbane. After completing their own internal Complete Salesperson, they could see that need for the internal CRM that would drive prospecting, the procedures of the company, and the essential services. And the leadership team of Place have fully engaged the software and are getting great results for their very large team. All the exciting work on the iPad has been completed by our own internal head engineer, Mr. Dean Conley. And Dean's going to join us now and give us a full update of just what he's completed. And I want to explain to you that many softwares claim they are using the iPad, but they're really just going to the browser of their own web-based software. This is not that. This is active live screens purpose-built for the iPad on the Apple platform. Christian, what's been the response to the iPad work?
Lee, it's great because it keeps the salespeople on the road and it connects to the information that they need.
Christian, thanks for joining us. Let's bring Dean now in and have a look at exactly what's been built for the iPad and how effective it is as our roadwear. We've got our software, but what is the roadwear going to allow us to do out in the field? Well, after 9 months of solid development, every day the iPad screens are finished. He joins us, the man himself, Mr. Dean Conley. Dean, welcome to the foyer.
Thanks, Lee.
Everyone's very excited about the iPad as soon as it came out, but the iPad mini, you've also finished the screens for. What's the difference between the two devices, in your opinion?
The iPad mini is quicker at the moment with speed, but definitely exactly the same ability through the iPad and the iPad mini.
Dean, a couple of things you're going to show our users today and our potential users are how the software differs. And it's not different software, and I wanted to say that to bring up that point, but you've got everything in Complete Data you would have on your point and click screen, but your touch and swipe screen is just a smoother way of using the program.
Yeah, definitely. We've kept it to sort of single single actions within the iPad and the iPhone, rather than doing in bulk tasks, so you don't wear out the iPads.
So, for example, there's no point doing trust account in the car while you're having lunch.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a Backit-based task.
Yeah, so we've got the sales tasks in there, so we've got the service area contacts, inquiries, appraisal, scheduled tasks and listings, and then any sort of admin sort of information, you'll still need to do that back in the office on the full desktop.
Excellent. Well, everyone's really excited. Let's take you into the iPad and have a look at how the screens work. Well, as you can see from the screen work, it is effective, very simple to use, and has that great flow that we explained as part of this interview. But Dean, can I ask, here I am as a Complete Data user, how do I get from my point and click to that thing?
So we just need to download FileMaker Go from the iTunes.
What does that cost me?
It's free.
Free?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, continue.
So it is free, and then we just need the icons from our support team. So as soon as you purchase the program, we'll send those through.
What if I'm an existing user from a couple of years ago? What do I have to do to come into the state-of-the-art devices?
You do need to upgrade to FileMaker 12 to go onto this latest iPad.
Now, FileMaker 12 is the big leap forward in mobile technology. And just for our audience, FileMaker is an Apple-owned company. Complete Data is written on that platform. And I think this is an important part of your investment in anything you do in the future. What companies are still going to be around? And if you look at Apple's dominance in the mobile technology, we've picked the right platform. I see many softwares enter the marketplace written by a person, but the capital to do the mobile devices and go to the iTunes store and download that app for free, we're talking about a different process of processing your data. And I think, Dean, anyone who's on the older version will see an enormous difference when they come to 12 because it's been completely re-engineered for the future.
Yeah, well, FileMaker spent about 3 years re-engineering for the wide area network, specifically for what we're sort of working out here.
How will the national broadband network affect us in the future?
So it's only going to get better with the national broadband.
So all technology and data is going to move faster. Do you think we'll see a day where we don't have the point and click and only touch and swipe?
I think for now we're always going to be back at base with the desktop. They are just more powerful, but definitely it is a great add-on with the iPhones, iPads.
Excellent. Well, Dean, thanks for joining us. Great work on the finishing. I know it's been a long time in the engineering lab, but a great job, and all our users look forward to using that technology in the future.
Thanks, Lee.
Join me next is Kathy Harris, a lady known to you all by voice and phone, and she's going to update us on what's going on with the iPhone. Well, joining me now has got to be one of the most famous female supporting voices of the Complete Data industry is Miss Kathy Harris. Kathy, welcome to the foyer.
Thank you, Lee.
How long have you been with the company?
In total, 10 years.
10 years.
Off and on.
Of having people go, click, 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 how do I do it? It doesn't work, it's broke.
That's right.
How do you find supporting people all the time?
It's great, yeah. They're very appreciative, which makes your job very fulfilling. So,
Now, not so long ago, you went out into the real estate industry, performed your duties as a real estate agent with Complete Data. How was it being on that side of the fence versus this side?
it was great. I got to use the system on hand in the office. It made me appreciate the system more, and also it's helped me when I've come back to support agents. I've got the knowledge now of what they're doing out there, and it's just helped me in a great way.
Well, Kath, what we want to discuss with our audience today is the iPhone. Dean has been in and clearly explained what's going on with the iPad and the iPad mini. Can I ask you, from a user perspective, what excites you about the iPhone functionality?
Okay, mainly it's having all your contacts on hand. Every little bit of detail with regards to phone numbers, email addresses, notes, scheduled tasks, you have that availability on your iPad or iPhone whilst you're out on the road.
Is it a bit small?
No, it's not, because you've got the perfect convenient size to fit in your pocket or your handbag. By clicking on the contacts, you will be able to just press the actual phone number and it will dial straight from your iPhone. So you can also send emails from the system, and with the iPhone you do have the ability to expand the view if you can't see the detail that you require. And you have all your notes there as well, so you've got everything on hand.
Now, Kathy, we've been chatting today about the cloud, but this is available for Complete Data individual users as a plug and go synchronise, but the synchronisation is done through iTunes.
That's correct.
Explain that.
What you'll be doing is, when you're in the office, you'll be working off your actual system, and then you'll sync your file from your system, which we'll show you how to do it, over to your iPhone or iPad through iTunes. Whilst you're out on the road, you can be updating your notes, you can be adding contacts, adding inspections, just dealing with the system from your iOS device. And when you come back in, you sync it back into Complete Data, and it's very straightforward. Now, this is a great functionality as well if you have a PA, because you can be out on the road with your iPhone or iPad and your PA can still be working on the system within the office, and you sync them both together when you return.
That's fascinating. And what I've just realised myself, you're not trying to connect through internets to read data. It's live to the phone local.
That's right.
Then the synchronisation. So you're full speed without any need of internet connectivity. Yep. So for our regional Australian members who are in the middle of nowhere with no 3G, 4G, any G, they could just work away, putting their notes in, taking photos, embedding everything into their phone, and then when they get back, through iTunes.
Correct. You don't need any internet connection.
Well, that's a great update. I hope you've enjoyed our Complete Data review from the foyer. I'm Lee Woodward. Kathy, thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
And we'll see you in the training rooms.